Hey everyone, welcome back to Old Eagle Garage. Today we're going to be replacing the brake booster on this old 78 GMC pickup. But before we tear into it, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. That helps out the channel a bunch. Consider subscribing. All right, let's tear into this thing. All right, here we have our brake booster. And how I knew it was bad was hit the brakes and hear a fairly loud hissing noise. And that just tells me that the diaphragm inside the brake booster is bad and this is going to have to be replaced. So first thing we'll do is there are 4 9/16 nuts back here that have to be taken off, 2 at the top, 2 towards the bottom, and then you've got to take the master cylinder loose from the brake booster, and there are 2 nuts here on both sides that hold that in place. Everything I can tell, the master cylinder is good. We won't be replacing that. So I won't be taking the brake lines loose from the master cylinder. I'm just going to pull that off and just separate it and leave it. And then you have to take the engine vacuum loose right here, and then that can come free. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to get the master cylinder free from the brake booster. I'm going to loosen up the nuts on the firewall holding the brake booster on, and then I'm going to go under the dash and show you what you need to do to free it from the brake pedal. All right, first loosen up these nuts, get it to where this is just loose, and then I'm going to actually bungee cord this up so it's just not bouncing on our brake lines. It's probably not heavy enough to do any damage to the brake lines, but I don't want to take a chance. I did soak down all of this hardware with PB Blast before I started today, hopefully just to make it a little bit easier. I'm going to loosen up this other side. Probably need to unplug your vacuum before you get to this side, which just simply just unplugs. It's not that big of a deal. That free. You can just pull your master cylinder straight off. There you go. Now that is free. Now we want to look at the master cylinder here. You want to make sure it's not leaking. You want to check right inside that bore there. This one seems fine. So I'm just going to bungee cord this up out of the way for now. Now we're going to loosen up these nuts back here on the firewall. Okay, you should be able to see the 9/16 nut there on the brake pedal. There's also you're gonna see a bracket that goes up to the push rod that goes into the brake booster. That 9/16 nut has to come off first, and then there is a clip that holds the like brake pedal assembly, I guess, to that push rod. That clip has to come out, freeze the rod so we can pull the brake booster out. So you can see where that bolt was. I just pushed this brake pedal back as far as I had to clear the column, and then I was able to pull that bolt out of the brake pedal arm here. And then you'll see that this bracket just comes loose once that happens. And then you can take the push rod just off of that pin up there. All right, now that the brake booster is free, we're going to pull it free from the firewall and pull it just straight out. You'll see the push rod and everything just come out with it. I do want to go back and correct myself. There is actually 6 nuts that you're going to have to take off from the firewall. I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison of the old one and the new one, and I'll kind of explain that just a little bit better here in just a second. But we'll go ahead and get this brake booster pulled free. Straight out, just like that. There we go. All right, here we have the two brake boosters, the old brake booster and the new one. I got this from O'Reilly. It does come in just rough metal, so I did paint it. If you choose to paint it, just make sure you're taping off stuff like your, your fitting that goes in for your engine vacuum. Right up here where there's a rubber diaphragm, tape that off. Tape off your push rod and all that. You don't want to paint that stuff. But here you'll see on the new one, you got 1, 2, 3 holes on this side, and you have 3 on the other side. So that's the 6 that I'm talking about. This part of the push rod on the old one will screw off. You'll need this whole piece here. This right here is what fits onto the pin that goes onto your brake pedal assembly. So you have to have this. But before I take this off, I'm going to go ahead and do a measurement back to a fixed part, probably right here on the bracket. I'm going to measure to the very end. That way I get the same measurement when I unscrew it as I do when I put it onto the new one. That just gets your brake pedal set to where you had it before. If you didn't like where your brake pedal was riding, you can play with this a little bit, move the brake pedal in or out just a little bit. Just know that if you bring the brake pedal too far forward, your brake lights could stay on. That also gets me to another point. It's probably smart to go ahead and disconnect your battery. I don't always disconnect my battery when I work on my vehicles. It's a bad habit of mine to not do it, but I do it. I did it in this case just because as soon as you release your brake pedal, it's probably going to fall forward a little bit and it's going to engage your brake lights and they're just going to stay on the whole time. Could run your battery down. Like I said, not a big deal, but if you just want to avoid that hassle a little bit down the road. All right, we're looking at the front of the old brake booster and the new one. Right up in the front here, this is where this rod, push rod, gets manipulated by the brake assembly and then pushes this in. This is what pushes into the master cylinder to engage your brakes. That just fits right up in the front here. And they just pull straight out. So, got the old one and the new one. I just want to double check to make sure they're the same size, or at least pretty close. Not same size in diameter, the same length. All right? And those are pretty close. Good enough for me anyway, and what I'm looking for here. You just want to make sure that you don't pull that out and one is significantly longer or shorter than the other. If that's the case, if you can reuse the rod out of the old one, that's fine. This one's in pretty poor condition, so I would just have to try to find another option if that wasn't the case for me. But they look fine, and I'm going to run this one. All right, it's time for the new brake booster to go back into place. So I'm going to just stick a nut on the top here just to hold this. Keep it from falling back out. And I'm going to go back under the dash and get all that reconnected, and then we'll come back here, finish putting on all the hardware, tighten it up. Hope you can see with my Cyclops light in the way here. But what we've got is we've got our push rod coming through the firewall from our brake booster. It's got to go back on to the brake right here. So I'll have to manipulate this a little bit. And then we've got a little adapter piece that fits on to the brake here, and then that bolt goes through right there. I'll get it all in place and then show you. Okay, we are put back together. You can see the little, I don't know what that's called, that little retaining bracket is back in place. The 9/16 hardware is back through the brake arm, holding that in place. All right. Now let's go get the brake booster secured to the firewall. First we'll go through, get all the nuts put back on. All right, we've got the brake booster tightened back up to the firewall. Now we're going to move our bungee cord here. Get it out of the way. It served its purpose. And this will go right back on, just like it came off the old one. There we go. Don't forget to get your engine vacuum hooked back up. There we go. I'm going to use the spring clamp that was already on that. There's nothing wrong with it. All right, we're going to check to make sure our new booster is working properly. But before we do that, make sure and connect your battery. First thing we're going to do before we get in the truck, fire it up and check out that booster. Let's walk back here. Make sure the brake lights aren't on, and they are not. The reason for that is if that push rod is not adjusted properly, it's not going to let the brake pedal come to all the way to the rear position. If that brake pedal is forward, then it's going to let the brake lights engage, and you obviously don't want that. So let's go ahead, give her a start here. She is a little cold, but she might just pop off. Yep, she did. Okay. No brake light on the dash, so that's good. Let's hit the brake and see if we have that hiss that we had before. We do not. Brake pedal feels really good. All right, our brake booster problem has been solved. The hissing noise is gone, and I've got really good pedal feel again. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope this video gave you a little bit of an idea about what you're getting into if you want to replace the brake booster in your old rig. I mean, the process is going to be pretty similar across most older vehicles. So I hope that helped you out. There's going to be more to come on this whole truck. I've still got some more stuff to do. Those videos will be coming out, so be looking for those. Also, head over to OldEagleGarage.com. Grab some Old Eagle Garage merchandise. We've got hats, t-shirts, hoodies, pretty cool stuff. Any proceeds I get from that go right back into the channel. And so I'd really appreciate it if you guys wanted to, pick up a hat or something like that. And please, give this video a thumbs up. That helps us out a lot. And consider subscribing. That way you get notified when all the new videos come out and all the new content. Again, I appreciate you guys. You guys take care, and we're going to see you in the next one.